Hey everyone, it's Janelle Bieber, and tonight I'm going to show you how to do the tea bag fix. So I have this nail here, and you can see on the side it's lifting pretty bad. It's cracked. Um, and so it was either just going to tear off, so I thought I'll try and fix it and just try to keep it a little longer. So what we're going to need is your cleansing pad, and you're going to need your nail file and a tea bag. So I literally took I think it was Tetley tea. And I cut off all the edges because it's like kind of glued together on the edges. And I just cut each edge and dump the tea out. And so this is just one side of the tea bag. And we'll need your cuticle pusher. And I'm just going to use my cuticle nippers for scissors. And you will need Clearly Frisky to seal it and be like your glue. And then I'm going to use Eye to My Soul to paint over top because that's the color that I was wearing. So the trickiest part was actually getting the polish off, but now that it's off, we can start. So I'm just going to cleanse my nail, just like you're doing a normal application, top and bottom, being careful not to rip the nail any more than it already is. And we're going to take our cuticle nippers, and you just need a really tiny, tiny little piece. And usually the corners work pretty good. I've done this a couple of times. Sometimes it takes me a couple tries just to get the size of the tea bag right. And they're so small. Actually, I think I'll use these are the tweezers, the nail decals. They come in pretty handy too. I think I'll make it a little bit bigger than that one, just to make sure that whole area is covered. Okay, that should probably work good. So I'll lay it over top kind of like that. So once you have the piece of the tea bag cut, you're going to take Clearly Frisky. You can also use champagne toast, works the same way. And you're just going to paint one layer of polish on the whole nail. And we're going to use this like glue, and we're going to stick the tea bag over the crack, over the tear. And then we'll kind of push it down and try and get it as damp as we can and just cure it in there under the lamp. Okay, so once you have your first coat on there, take your little tea bag. This is where I use the cuticle pusher just to kind of maneuver it a little bit around the side. So I'm going to lay it right across the whole top like that. And even as I cure it, I'm just going to add a little bit of clear polish to the side here just so I can try and tuck it under just a little bit. Okay, so once everything looks good and damp, what I do is when I cure it, I'm going to hold it down wherever it's kind of lifting, and that way it'll seal nice and flat. And then once it's cured, all we have to do is we're going to add another coat of Clearly Frisky over top, and then we're going to kind of file and buff it down just to make it smooth like our nail. And so you can't really see it. So sometimes it takes a couple of coats or tries to try and get it right. There, that feels pretty good. I think it's good now. Okay. So we're going to add one coat of Clearly Frisky over top just to make sure that that's really sealed in there good. making sure that you do thin coats. Never want to do thick coats. So I always just wipe the excess back off into my bottle. And I'm going to make sure that it's sealed underneath as well. There, now we'll cure this one, and then we're going to file it down and make it nice and smooth. And if your nail does tear off all the way, it happens, they're natural nails, they break all the time. You can actually build a nail with gel polish. You just need the forms. I get them off Amazon, they're just little stickers. And I have a video on that as well, so if you've never seen the nail build video, just ask me and I will show it to you. Okay. That's all cured. So now I'm going to get the edge first because I've got a little bit of the tea bag hanging off the side there. You can see like it doesn't move anymore, like it's sealed in there. And if it's really rough and bumpy over it, I'm using the white side. It's more aggressive. It'll get that bump down. If it's just a little bit bumpy, then you can just use the gray side just to buff it out a little bit. There, once it feels pretty nice and smooth, then I will buff the entire nail just to get it nice and uniform, because you don't want to see any lines or ridges once you repaint your nail. There, that feels pretty good. Okay, ready to repaint. So I'm going to take my cleansing swab again, cleanse my whole nail, and get rid of this stuff. And we're ready to repaint. Always make sure and cap the ends really well. That's the area that always wears for me the first, is the tips. And so I like to cap them really well so that they last as long as possible. Okay, coat one going under the light. Okay, we're ready for the second coat. And I'm not seeing any lines or ridges, which is good. Okay. Oops. Okay, that's the second coat of paint and looks perfect once again. Super easy, super fast. That is my tea bag fix, you guys. Hope you liked it. Hope it helps you out.